I'm
Hello.
Jill.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Whoops.
no.
Oh, no.
I'm Jill.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are
I want to wear your skin. Just really excited
That
to
was
say
smooth.
hi.
That was a smooth
Hello.
open.
We've never done this before.
No, this is our 30th episode, but really it's like
Woo.
our first.
It is. It's always like our first.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll be ultra famous and get that production assistant, and
Ooh.
they'll make a theme song for us, and then they'll edit out all the weird shit we
What
say.
are you talking about? Domino's our assistant.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And Radar's Farts is our theme song.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
So there we have our team.
there we go.
We're good. Sorry to anyone who is thinking of applying.
Oh yeah, no application denied. But for real though, send us that app.
So if you've never listened to us before, we watch Lifetime movies, Lifetime original movies, and then we talk about how great / mostly awful that they are.
And we are two garbage people that have no business reviewing these, except that
We're humans in the world.
Yeah, we're humans in the world, and apparently we're the target audience, which is 30-ish aged women, 30 plus.
White women.
White women
specifically.
specifically. And so we're just calling them out on their shit, because a lot of it's fucked up.
There was some fucked up stuff in this movie, for
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
The nice thing about it was it seemed like the movie was conscious of it. They
Yeah.
weren't like presenting the things as if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say also that Lifetime showed a little bit of constraint with this movie,
They did.
where we have just seen Lifetime flail into the depths of hell with no regard
Yeah.
for their viewers or their impact.
Yeah.
That licking and chomping you hear is Domino saying hello.
That's my
Hi,
dog.
baby. Hi.
And I would go back and listen to episode 1 to get some of the things that we reference.
For sure.
Our babe score right now is 2,396.
Fucking nuts.
We're so
nuts.
close to our 10,000 babe score.
Yeah, we are just trucking right away.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna be bigger than Bieber, especially with the spaghetti video that we filmed today.
Yes. Okay, so if you listen or you've listened before and you like what we do and you just need more of us, you can do that. We have a Patreon. Domino, you're real loud right
Oh
now.
my god.
Scratching his face aggressively. We have a Patreon. So there's 5 tiers, 5 fleece blanket levels. And the 5th tier is where Kayla puts her feet in a bowl of spaghetti. And we've been talking about this since we started the podcast, and it's finally
It
real.
happened.
We did it. We filmed it today.
Yes.
Kayla made spaghetti with her feet
Mm-hmm. And garlic bread.
and garlic bread.
With my feet.
Yeah.
It's a little girl on the go tutorial.
It's amazing.
I honestly think that if it ever gets released, it will go viral.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Legitimately, it's amazing.
it's too ridiculous.
So, if you want to see it here first,
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do is sign up for our Patreon. And you can, up it to the 5th level and then watch the video and then lower it to whatever level you want to be at. So, you don't have to watch it every month if you don't want, but you can if you want.
Yeah, but to get access to it, you gotta do that 5 fleece blanket tier for at least 1 month, and then you get to see it as many fucking times as you want.
And you get to do whatever you want while you're watching it.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
That's up to you.
It's really a gift from us to you.
It is.
So,
oh God, it is.
You're welcome. And then we also speak. Oh my God, I just threw my pen. I'm just so excited. Speaking of our Patreon, we have a new subscriber,
Woo!
Tony. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you,
can't
Tony.
wait to hear your review of our spaghetti video.
And he actually, he signed up immediately for the 5 fleece blanket when he heard that Cass had jumped on that train and made it happen. So
You both are really...
something else.
We love you.
And you're gonna get a real great present here.
Kayla,
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
Today I am drinking an Arnold Palmer, those giant ass Arizona iced
Yeah.
teas, with that famous golfer on the front. I don't know.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, that's him. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking. I actually can't remember what flavor I got. It's an apricot LaCroix.
Oh, nice.
Because I am hungover from 3 drinks. So
that's your 30s.
No, that's just me.
Yeah.
I forget to eat and then, or I like just don't eat enough and then I have like a beer. I'm like, well, bye tomorrow. Like tomorrow's over.
Yeah, at this point in my life, if I am going to be drinking, I have to plan my entire day around that couple hours
Eating
of
enough.
fun.
Yeah.
Eating enough, then getting enough rest the next day.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are my plans for tomorrow?
Right.
Yeah, like it's a fucking ordeal now. It's not like this fun, whimsical thing that I used to do all the time. No, fuck that.
So that's where we're at. And I actually bought a bottle of white wine to watch this movie with, and I'm bummed that I'm hungover and didn't drink it because we watched today.
Party Mom!
There should have been like way better music.
There should have been. I was actually really disappointed that there wasn't like more cheesy mom themed music.
I'm getting married. Like
Oh,
that song.
Why?
Except
Yes.
For moms. For party moms.
Yeah, or just like a really shitty rendition of like Stacy's mom.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, like it
that
should
would've
have, which was, by the way, one of my mom's favorite songs when it came out because my mom is a party mom.
Love it. So, it was made in 2018. And Kayla, what's it about?
Oh, I'm so excited to tell you. So, it's all fun and games until things turn deadly.
Ooh.
Shouldn't a, quote, mom know better? ... question mark.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
That's a synopsis.
that's the most tongue-in-cheek like synopsis I think I've had at least.
It's accurate.
It is.
So it stars Krista Allen, who you may know from Baywatch, Days of Our Lives, Anger Management.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, yeah. That's one that we should watch sometime.
And Jackie is the party mom. So
Oh, yeah.
she's the main fucking lady for sure.
And then the only other person I wrote down was Brian Krause, who plays Gary, the dad.
Oh, okay.
And he was on Charmed. He was Leo on Charmed, for anyone that watched Charmed.
Yeah, since I wasn't able to watch this movie before we met up today, I just wrote down the first 3 IMDb characters, which is kind of disappointing because I probably would have written down other people. I wrote down our sweet teen daughter mom. The actress's name is Megan Ward. She plays the character Carolyn. She was like the teen girl in Encino Man.
Oh.
She also starred in General Hospital, that funny 90s movie, Joe's Apartment. And then I also wrote down Elise Luthman. She played like the 15-year-old daughter.
Oh, Brittany?
Yeah, Brittany. And she was in an episode of Reno 911, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And in a really good horror movie called Dead Night, which you also should check out. Because a lot of these Lifetime actors and actresses do sci-fi and horror crossovers. So it's always really bizarre to see, like, what movie I, like, legitimately like in my free time. And then see them in a movie that I guiltily enjoy.
Well, because it's always a mix of horror, sci-fi, and then soap operas.
Yes. Yes.
Which,
100%.
if anything describes a Lifetime movie better, send it our way, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
I mean, frankly, most of these Lifetime movies are horror movies.
They're horror, sci-fi, soap operas.
They are horribly terrifying.
So, this one is set in Beverly Hills.
Ooh la la.
And I have watched a lot of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so I know quite a bit about what it's like to live there. Just kidding, I know nothing about it. But it opens with a scene that Kaylin and I completely forgot about until it happens again.
Yeah.
And, like, literally just blacked it out. It was gone. But this man in, like, a ski mask is breaking into this huge house, and then you see him... Well, you see him, like, sneaking around and then jump off the stairs and run as if no one can hear him, and they don't.
He's a big man and very loud.
And then you see him shoot a young girl. And then it cuts to the dad, Brian Krause, Gary.
Yes, Gary.
Dropping his daughter off at the party house. It's never really explained, like, how she knows these people.
Yeah, especially because they just moved into, like, the suburbs next to Beverly Hills. So, and it's the summer. School hasn't started yet, so...
We don't even learn that until the middle of the movie, too.
Right.
Like, it's super unclear the timing of everything.
So, we have no idea how Brittany, his daughter, knows Ashley,
the party mom's daughter.
And so he drops her off at, like, a gated community. Or maybe this ultra swank mansion is just gated.
That's just their house. That's their driveway to their house.
Can you imagine? It's gigantic. And
that's what I'm saying. I know what it's
like.
Oh,
okay. So
I've watched The Real Housewives.
I'm sorry. I obviously need to catch the fuck up because I'm clueless. Yeah. And so she, like, rings the buzzer, and an obviously, like, drunk bro responds, and she's
Are
like,
you hot?
And she's like, I mean, it's Brittany, and he's like, oh, you're hot. We're letting her up.
Yeah, apparently if your name's Brittany, you are just unequivocally, you're hot.
Yeah, so
you can come to the party.
Congratulations, Brittany's of the world. You fucking made it.
So then she goes to the party, and she walks in, and she meets Jackie, the mom, the party mom, and she's like, hello, Mrs. whatever the fuck their last name is.
Yeah.
And she's like, honey, no, you call me Jackie. And she's, like, already wasted. She's like, do you need a drink? What do you want? Like, tequila and water? Which, what?
What? Yeah.
Vodka? Like,
and
what
soda.
do you want? She's like, yeah, I'll just have a soda. And the mom is like, soda and vodka it is!
You're my kind of girl. And Jackie is literally 50% plastic surgery and 50% liquor.
Oh,
like, she is a walking abomination. And obviously this house is just crammed full with teenagers. I mean, I guess there's people of all ages, but it's
mostly teenagers.
Predominantly teenagers.
And she's, like, flirting with the boys and, like, getting them drunk.
Yeah.
Which is super uncomfortable and gross.
Yeah.
It's a pool party, and so she meets up with Ashley, the daughter, and they're, like, sitting at the pool, and Brittany and Ashley are taking pictures together, and then Ashley goes live on social media, and all of a sudden some dude is drowning.
Yeah.
And they pull him out, and they're, like, resuscitating him, and Ashley's videotaping it, and her mom's like, no, you can't do that, I'll get in a lot of trouble. And then they
call 911.
No, she's like, are you helping him? Is he better? and then he breathes, and she's like, could you, like, take him? I don't want to see, like, can he go in another room or something? Like, what kind of party out here?
Like, he needs to go take a nap. He just drank too much.
He was just drunk. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
God.
But I'm just trying to party, so if you could get out of here, that'd be great.
Yeah, and then Ashley, her daughter, like, pulls her aside, and she's just like, so should we have everyone go home? And Jackie's like, no, why? Why would we do that?
He's fine.
He's fine. And Jackie goes, don't you know that I'm the party mom? And Ashley's like, yep, you're the party mom. Thanks, Mom, for not canceling this.
Fun. Or what's the mom's name? Jackie.
Yeah.
Her friends are there, and they're like, you're so lucky, Jackie, because that kid's dad is a lawyer. She's like, I know, I am lucky.
I could have gotten in so much trouble, but I'm not going to change my behavior at all. Why? I'm the party
She's
mom.
fine. Everyone loves her.
My party.
Everyone has fun.
So the next day at Brittany's house, which is, I would designate it as a normal Lifetime McMansion.
Yes.
Which is still a several thousand, if not $1 million house. And she is hung over. And her mom is trying to wake her up for school, and she's just not having it. But eventually she comes down, and she pulls the biggest spoiled 15-year-old act ever. And she's just like, Dad, are you going to get me a car for my birthday?
Oh, yeah.
And her parents both
literally just laugh
in her face. And we're like, no. Like, when you turn 16, you can drive one of our cars. Like, right? She's like, but all my friends got cars on their birthdays, and it's not fair. And it's just
honey.
like, and, you know, the looks are exchanged between the parents of like, oh no.
Even the younger daughter is like, no?
Yeah, like
what are you talking about?
Yes, there's another kid in the mix. I never got her name.
No idea. Emma?
That sounds right.
I don't know.
She looks like an Emma.
Sure.
She's probably between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
I'd say.
She still likes her parents.
Yeah, so under 13 is what we decided.
But yeah, so she's not getting the car. She's pissed about it. Her mom, she actually is not going to school. She's going to the mall. And her mom's driving them in the minivan. And she's like, you can just drop me off here at the backside of the mall. And her mom's like, are you embarrassed to be seen with me? And she's like, they drive Mercedes. Like,
yeah.
And talks about how, basically just how rich all of her friends are. And her mom gets, like, kind of offended by it. And then her and the younger daughter are, like, spying on Brittany, talking to her friends in new heels that she wasn't wearing before.
Yeah, she obviously had, like, heels in her purse that she slipped on.
Classic.
But it's like, also, yeah, Mom, your teenage daughter is embarrassed to be seen with you. It wouldn't matter if she was driving, like, a BMW convertible covered in diamonds.
No.
You're her mom.
Right.
She's gonna be embarrassed to even be breathing the same air as you. But obviously, for me, the money part would be frustrating. Like, I understand where that frustration comes from.
Yeah. And then she's hanging out with her friends and basically just trying to seem super cool. Like, they all have hella money, and she's just trying to, like, keep up, and appearances are everything to all of these kids. Like, you being pretty is the most important thing. Like, Ashley's like, we are pretty girls, so we have to stick together. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know what that fucking means.
Who fucking cares? Like, read a book, man.
Right, Jesus. But there is one conversation that happens between Ashley and Brittany, and Ashley's kind of complaining about her party mom not really being a good mom to her. And Ashley's just like, oh, well, my mom's so stuck up and boring. And Ashley's like, let's fucking trade. Let's do it. So, like, you get to see, like, a glimpse that, like, obviously these two girls want what each other has, and they're both still miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, typical grass is greener teenage syndrome.
Totally. So then Brittany comes home, and her mom get into an argument, and her mom, like, has a lot of very fair points, but she's also obviously been, like, stewing about this all day.
Oh, yeah, she petty.
And,
she petty as fuck.
And she's just like, why are you embarrassed by me? But she does talk to her, like, you know, being rich, she's like, you know, you don't know how your friends got their money, and you need to understand that that's not their money, that's their parents' money. Like, they might not even have that much money. She's like, money isn't everything. Like, you need more than that in a friendship, which is a very fair thing to be talking to your daughter about. She just kind of frames it in this way where, like, Brittany's wrong about how she's feeling.
Yeah.
And that part is just, like, weird.
And she's also holding her, like, emotionally hostage with guilt.
Yeah.
Which is, like, I mean, as uncomfortable as it was to watch, it also felt very real.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, it was a very real portrayal of how, like, legitimate feelings can come out in inappropriate ways.
Yeah.
Like, not that it was, like, drastically bad, but it was definitely, like, you're not necessarily handling this in the most mature way. Like, you're really letting this bother you.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, fuck, man, you're 15 and you don't know shit about shit, and of course, at this age, this is your entire world and all you care about.
Right.
Like, she really should be letting this shit slide off her back.
But it definitely did seem like a legit, like, I'm a mom trying to deal with my own emotions while also trying to parent my child. Like, this is hard.
Yeah.
So, it was interesting, I guess. And then Brittany wants to go to another party at the party house, and her dad's like, nope, we're having family movie night.
And everyone's so
Everyone
excited.
laughs and is just like, I love family movie night, except for Brittany. Brittany's like, fuck, what are you talking about? I want to go to my party.
Are you really telling me that I'm not going to see my friends tonight?
But they're my friends. And so then it's time for the movie night. For some reason, they have this conversation earlier in the day. Don't plan anything for the daytime. And then at the end of the night, are like, it's time for movies, i.e. Mom and Dad are going to cuddle on the couch really close to our daughter.
Oh, and
like,
make out. It was weird.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what your guys' family dynamic was like, but my mom
That wasn't mine.
and whoever she was with always hated each other. So there was no canoodling at all.
My
ever.
parents, liked each other, but we would never all be sitting on the couch together while they were, making out.
Like tongue
that's
kissing.
fucking weird to me.
And doing that, weird fucking whisper, that sexy whisper. That's your daughter.
Didn't like that.
Like, y'all are sharing a bowl of popcorn. Calm down.
Though I really wanted that popcorn, I'm
did
being honest,
as
it
well,
looked good.
yeah.
But the younger daughter, goes upstairs to get Brittany because it's family movie night. And Brittany's like, nah, I'm good. Have fun. And then she sneaks out and goes to the party. And so she goes to the house, and this dude is there, and he's like, hey, I'm really attracted to you. And she's like, oh, okay.
And he's 25.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely older than 18.
Yes.
At the least.
And I would say older than 12. I mean, the actor did, of course. Lifetime plays with ages all the time. And they never specify his age, but for
she
sure
does say, right after this, she's like, hey, how old are you? Because I'm only 15. I'm not trying to get into anything that's, she literally says, I'm not trying to do, statutory rape.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm really not worried about that. I'm just worried about you.
Yeah, and she's like, but the courts worry. I'm like, damn, girl. She's like, yeah, but the courts worry. It's like, I don't care about the courts.
Which, hi, anyone listening? That's a fucking red flag.
Yeah.
Do not get into that.
Oh, no.
Get out of that situation.
So then
she makes out with him.
Yeah, because how else do you make that situation better than with tongue punching each other?
Which obviously isn't her fault. This dude is fucking manipulating her and he's gross.
Yes.
This isn't her at all. It's disgusting.
Yeah, the power dynamic here is off.
So they, are drinking and hanging out all night. And he just keeps saying how cute she is, because that's how you get a girl to fuck you, I guess. And then he's like, let's go to this party in Malibu. There's going to be, famous people there. And she's like, oh, fuck yeah.
I love famous people.
So her and that dude and another girl get into this car, and everyone's wasted.
Yeah.
That's not when you get into a car, especially with strangers.
What was cool is that she did go and say goodbye to her friend Ashley, and Ashley was like,
right.
Are you sure that you want to leave and go with them? Are you sure? And I don't want you to get into any trouble. And Brittany was like, no, it's fine. So at least her friends made an attempt. Definitely a gentle attempt. It wasn't hey, that guy's an old ass dude and you're...
But also, at 15, no one's really...
No.
They don't know how... Most kids that age, don't know how to be aggressive in that situation. Where are the lines? Even now, people are no. Do I intervene or not?
Yeah, I definitely did not have, the ability to, set healthy boundaries for myself or try to advocate for my friends to make good decisions.
Yeah.
At all.
So the fact that she even brought it up and was like, I just want you to be safe was great.
Yeah.
It shows that she's just, aware of the situation. So she gets into the car. During this time, her mom finds out that she snuck out. because it's the end of the movie and they're trying to make out some more. And she's like, hold on, it's been really quiet upstairs. I couldn't tell earlier because we were making out so much, but now I can hear the silence. And so she goes up and finds her not there. Oh, yeah. She finds that she's not there, and then the dad comes up, and she's like, she's gone. She snuck out. And he's like, what? What do you mean? As if that's not a fucking clear statement.
As if he and his wife had not snuck out 500,000 times, I'm sure.
And then she's like, I don't know where she went. And then he's like, oh, she went through the window. Like, he solved some big fucking mystery. It was just like, thanks for mansplaining to me, I guess.
Thanks, dude. You got this. You obviously got this. So meanwhile, in the car, Brittany and Herbo are in the backseat, and then his buddy's driving with another young teenage girl he picked up at the party. And he's driving erratically, he's swerving around, and they pull over because one guy has to pee and the other guy can't find his phone.
The guy, and also to say that he had to pee, he's like, I've got to do my business, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I don't.
You can just say you have to pee, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are you...
Because business to me means number 2.
Yeah, I know.
When I have to go take care of business, I am pooping.
Right.
Yeah. So...
Whatever, anyway.
Yeah. So, the two girls are, like, chatting amongst themselves, the boys separately, and the other girl's just like, so are you gonna go all the way tonight? And Brittany's like, whoa!
Did you ever use that term?
All
not
the
that
way.
it's like, not that it's a weird one, but I just don't think that I've ever actually
You know,
said, like...
I don't think I did.
Did you go all the way with him?
I definitely said bases.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like second base,
Yeah.
third base. But, like, I never said, like, and then he hit a homer! Like,
Oh,
that
man.
definitely wasn't part of my jargon, for sure.
The next time you're about to orgasm, will you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was a teenager, though, I only called sex, like, fucking. Because it was, like, cool and edgy. Like, yeah, we fucked. Like,
That.
we totally, yeah.
With, like, a Y in it.
Like, yeah, I lost my virginity. We fucked. And I'm sure no one thought I was cool, but there I go.
But at least you were fucked.
But at least I was fucking.
Anyway.
So Brittany's just like, whoa, I was just, planning on maybe going to, like, second base. That wasn't...
She's like, second base sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And she was like, that's not the kind of guy that this guy is. Like, she's like, well, I brought a bunch of condoms, because I'm definitely going all the way.
I'm definitely going to
with
go
this
all the
guy.
way at least 5 times tonight.
Yeah, so, with so many condoms.
All of these condoms.
And I love it. Brittany, this is like a perfect, like, teenage moment for me. She goes, oh my god, I didn't bring any condoms. Should I have brought condoms? And it was
Well,
like...
I need that.
It was like the most real,
Yeah.
like, panic moment.
Well, and then the other girl is like, yeah, with that guy, you'll definitely need them. As if you don't... You need them all of the time.
You need them all the time.
Doesn't matter about that. I mean, that dude, like, yeah, gross, but...
But also, like, she's also, like, really not paving the way for this girl to go all the way, if that was her original intention.
So, I also have to say, I meant he's gross in terms of, like, he's, like, a gross dude. But the idea that, like, you need a condom more with someone who's quote-unquote promiscuous.
Yeah,
like,
that's fucking
one
dumb.
is slut-shaming, and
Yeah.
2 is just, like, that's not how STDs work.
Yeah.
Like, yes, if you're having more sex maybe with, like, a bunch of different people and you're not using condoms, maybe you would have
For sure.
a higher instance of that, but you always want to use a condom.
Always use condom, kids.
If you didn't know that before, you know it now.
Also, kids, why the fuck you listening to us?
I don't know.
But if you are, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Anyway.
So then the guys are ready to go, and she pulls her date aside, and she's like, hey, like, I changed my mind. Can you take me back to Ashley's party? And he's like, what did I do? She's like, nothing. It's not you. I'm just, like, not comfortable. And he's just like, but you're so important to me.
Oh, my God.
Even though he just met her, like, 3 hours ago. You mean so much to me. You're different. He's like, I'll make it special. Like, I'll take care of you.
I'll find a couch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally what he says.
We'll make it special. I'll find a couch.
He's like, I feel really honored if it's your first time. And basically is just like forcing her to give him her virginity.
Oh, yeah. And she even says, like, so you won't take me back to the house. And he's like, no. And she's like, you can't or you won't. Which I feel like, honestly, if I was in her situation and her age, wanted to be cool, I don't know if I could have asked that question.
Yeah.
To be perfectly
Oh,
honest.
she's having a real conversation that I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of kids are having and should be.
So that was super cool, but then at the same time, he overpowers her
Yeah.
and also kind of forcibly drags her back to the car. Not like in a violent way, but just like takes her hands, just like, come on, let's go. Like, we're not going back to the party.
What do you do in that moment when you're that kid? Like, you have to call somebody to come pick you up.
They're in the middle of nowhere.
They're in the middle of nowhere. She doesn't know any of these people. They're taking her to a party. She's kind of drunk. Like,
She can't call her parents.
no.
Like, what the fuck do you do?
So she gets in the car, and that dude is fucking drunk, and he's driving, and he just straight up. He's like, "Watch, I can drive no hands, of course,"
Oh my God.
and then drives straight into another car. And at this point, we go back to the parents, and they show up at Ashley's house and walk in, and they're like, "What in the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah.
Because it's full party mode, and Jackie's just standing right there, like, pouring shots for a kid, like, chugging whiskey out of a bottle.
Yeah. Wearing glitter cat ears.
They're kind of cute. I
you-
like them.
They're cute, but you know she's turned up.
Mm-hmm.
You know she's kitty cat Jackie.
And so she's like, what is going on? Why are you serving these kids alcohol? Like, what the fuck? And Jackie's like, it's fine. And Carolyn, whatever,
Who knows?
is like, if anything happens to these kids, like, I'm putting this on you. And Ashley's like, yeah, she left with some other people a little while ago. I don't really know where they went. I tried to stop her. I'm really sorry. Which is chill of her to, like, admit all of that.
And
Like,
speak up.
they're both, like, good kids.
And she was trying, like, in that moment to get her mom to stop drinking.
Yeah.
And to, like, take this conversation seriously.
Mhm.
So, and that was sad. You just feel so sad
Oh,
for
yeah.
Ashley. Like, so many times during this movie, like, you're watching her parent her mom, and it's, like, it's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
you feel for her.
Yeah. So then we go back, and the parents are driving to go find their daughter, and they come across the car crash, and there's two cars. The one that she had been in is flipped. The other one, there's, like, two people dead inside. And they find Brittany on the ground, like, thrown from the vehicle.
Yeah, because none of the kids in the car were wearing seatbelts either.
No. So she's on the ground, doesn't look good. Take her to the hospital. She is the only survivor of all of the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully she survived, but it was a gnarly crash, and she has, like, broken ribs and internal damage. So then they arrest Ashley's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's still wasted, and they arrest her for giving alcohol to minors and for involuntary manslaughter. Then they go to court, and the only quote that I wrote down was that when Brittany's parents are, like, saying how they don't think she's safe to be let out on bail, and that she will just do the same thing over and over again, Ashley's mom, Jackie, is like, why are you listening to her? She looks like she shops at an outlet mall. Like, what a low blow that's not appropriate for a courtroom.
And just screaming it in the courtroom,
She's just belligerent.
Yeah, and the whole, once again, none of the real world systems work in Lifetime. So, like, one, how is Brittany's mom able to testify at a bail hearing? Two, like, she slept in that jail cell in full jewelry. Like, I mean, there's so many things. So many fucking things. The bail hearing is ridiculous.
She's let out on bail on $100,000 bail.
Which, you know, was like chump change to her.
Yeah.
And so
She gets home and fucking chugs vodka.
Yeah, and the house is still a wreck from this party. And Ashley, her daughter, was also at the bail hearing and was like embarrassed of the situation. And I think also kind of wanted her mom to stay in jail. And her mom is upset that the house is still fucked up. And
it's been less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it's like, fucking nuts.
Her mom had been in jail.
And then she starts saying how she isn't remorseful about these kids and the accident because the kids are dead. So why should she feel anything about it?
Oh, we forgot to mention that earlier in the movie, Brittany is talking to her dad, and she's like, we were learning about narcissism in school, and I actually think that Jackie is a narcissist.
Yeah.
And that, especially in this moment, becomes really, really clear that, like, there's something going on where, like, she does not have remorse.
No.
She's literally only worried about herself. She's like, well, I'm gonna get out of jail. Like,
yeah.
She does not care that, like, 5 people died.
Yeah, she's, like, literally staring her daughter dead in the eye while she's drinking straight vodka out of a party cup, and it's just like, your dad didn't ruin me, and this isn't gonna ruin me. And so Ashley, upset, and obviously thinks her mom's a monster, is like, look, like, you're so selfish, you've never been a mom to me, like, I'm moving out, I'm gonna go live with my dad, I hope you go to jail.
Bye.
Goodbye. And this is where you see Jackie kind of have a mini meltdown, but not really. She's like, you're not gonna leave me, you're my baby. But she doesn't follow her. She just yells at her from the ground floor, because I'm assuming all the vodka is downstairs.
It's a thing that, like, when the parents come into Jackie's house, they're, like, across the room from Jackie, they're like, hey, Jackie! Hey, Jackie! Hey, Jackie! Like, they don't just walk up to, like, just walk up to her. Like, what are you doing?
It's not a big fucking deal.
You don't have to yell at people, man.
So then we see another great scene where back at the hospital, Ashley comes to visit Brittany with a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and she's just like, look, I'm so sorry this accident happened. I'm so sorry that I didn't speak up for you in that moment when you left, when I didn't think you should have left. Like, I hope you can forgive me. And it was like a very big moment. Once again, I couldn't imagine a teenager having this moment. So, like,
yeah,
good on Lifetime for showing this.
Because, like, 3 of her friends died.
Yes.
And it was essentially her mom's fault.
Yes.
So, I can't imagine the mindset, and then to be like, I have to go apologize to this girl. I mean, obviously that was the right thing to do, but, like, that's just a lot for a 15-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. So then
they go to court.
It's the actual court scene.
And the mom is wearing, like, a laced-up biker tee.
Yes.
In court.
In court. One, I don't know how she went to court literally days after being released. That usually takes a year sometimes to go to court. But she is literally dressed like a Harley chick.
Oh my gosh. It's
insane.
And this is nothing against wearing that. It's just like,
no.
That is not court. What are you doing?
Yeah, when you want to go to court to prove that you're not a party mom, you don't dress up like a party mom. Like, she was wearing what I would think a store would sell as a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Party mom outfit. Mm-hmm. And so, much to the chagrin of literally every person in the courtroom, including the judge, her lawyers somehow convinced the jury that she was not guilty on every single charge.
I'm pretty sure they paid them off or something. Like,
they had
She said that she was going to get her lawyer to take care of everything, so, like, something shady happened.
Yeah, obviously some palms were greased. So then that night at the hospital, Gary and Carolyn are, like, watching Brittany sleeping, and Gary's just pissed. And he's just like, I'm gonna go to Jackie's house, and I'm gonna confront her. This isn't fair. And Brittany's mom's like, dude, like, don't. That's a bad idea.
Real bad idea.
Yeah, your emotions are high. It's not gonna end well. Like, just don't do it. And he's like, I'm gonna do it and it will be fine. Said every man in a Lifetime movie ever.
I got this.
Yeah.
And so then we go back to that scene where there's an intruder in the house, and at first Kayla and I are like, oh fuck, is that Gary? And this person goes into the house, confronts Ashley, and shoots her 4 times for each of the kids, the 3 dead ones, and then Brittany, and then runs away. And then Gary shows up because he's there to go confront Jackie. And he finds Ashley dead on the ground, and the police somehow also show up at that moment and arrest Gary.
And it's... The party mom, Jackie, is actually at her celebration dinner when she gets the call to go home, and she is devastated. And the cops tell her, like, hey, we have this guy named Gary in custody. Like, are you familiar with him? And she's like, oh my god, that's Brittany's dad. Like, he killed my baby.
And then she is, like, super pissed about this and thinks that Gary killed her baby and that it was all because he was mad at her. And she didn't even do anything.
Yeah, and, like, she also realizes that Ashley was the accidental target, that, like, really they were gonna kill her because they look like sisters because of all that plastic surgery. You can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
And so Ashley was the accidental bystander when Jackie was really the target.
And so she drunk drives over to Brittany's house. Gary's obviously in jail, so just the mom is there, and Kayla and I are screaming at her to not open the door.
Don't do it.
And she opens the door.
Yes.
Oh, and before that, they found out that the person that killed Ashley was actually one of the other victims' parents, like the dad. So they released Gary during the same time. And, you know, Jackie's drunk and upset and starts to kind of fight with Caroline, and she asks her, like, do you think I'm guilty? And she's like, yeah. That's why we went to court.
That's why I testified at your bail hearing.
Yep, I think you're guilty of this. And she's like, well, I'm not. And then pulls out a gun and almost shoots her in the head.
Oh, in the fucking eye, point blank.
It is, like, terrifying.
It's very stressful because this actress, Party Mom Jackie, very convincingly plays a sloppy drunk woman in, I would say, 90% of the scenes. The other scenes are a little over the top, but, like, for the most part, it's a very real thing. And this was another moment where, like, this sloppy ass woman is juggling a loaded gun in someone's face, and you're like, oh god,
it's terrifying.
Stop.
And then, luckily, Gary shows up and saves the day, and gets the gun out of her hand, and then Jackie goes to jail.
Well, before that, he was acting like he was gonna shoot her.
Oh,
and then Caroline was like, and Caroline was like, don't shoot her. And so he goes, okay, and then punches her dead in the face.
Yeah, she passes out.
It was awesome. Sorry, I love that scene.
It was really good.
It was good.
Oh, we also forgot that when the intruder is running out of the house, he, like, fully trips himself. Like,
on
very
nothing.
Obviously. Not even on the step. Like, he gets off the step and you can see him brace himself to just, like, fall forward.
And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Fucking hilarious.
We watched it twice.
Of course we did.
We rewound for it.
Oh, hi, Domino. So, yeah, then Jackie goes to jail for real this time, and the, like, last scene of the movie, which I wish didn't happen, is just her, like, yelling about wanting to take a selfie and needing gluten-free food.
Yeah, she's like, I need filtered water. I haven't had filtered water. I'm bloated because I haven't had gluten-free food. And then, yeah, the last line was, can I get a selfie? What?
Like your own? Do you just need to see anyone's selfie?
Like,
what the fuck.
Yeah. So, like, your daughter's dead, and that's what you're having a tantrum about. Like, okay. All right.
She's got her priorities straight.
Obviously.
So, this was a fun one.
You know, I really enjoyed
it was fun.
this movie.
They dealt with some heavy topics, and they dealt with them well. Like, they showed kids that were emotionally intelligent, that knew how to have hard conversations. They show the complexities of wanting to party as a kid, but not wanting to party like Jackie.
And also the complexities of, like, the kind of difficult conversations parents and teens have.
Yeah.
About issues like fucking classism and money and earning something and, like, and that's just, and that Lifetime is just so short-sighted and doesn't have a lot of reflection. So, like, yeah, everyone's always in a McMansion. Everyone is always effortlessly wealthy.
Yeah.
There's never anyone below that wealth bracket line. So even though they were in a McMansion and they were comparing themselves to mega millionaires, if you will, they're still, we've never really seen those kind of conversations be made. So, like, that was cool. That was interesting. But at the end of the day, how many fleece blankets?
I give it 4.
Really?
I
Okay.
thought it was good.
You know, I'm actually gonna give it 5.
Wow.
I am. I'm gonna do it.
Is this our first 5 fleece blanket movie?
I think it's been our first 5 in a long time.
Okay.
I think, like, there was one 5er in the very beginning when I was really drunk and and new to Lifetime.
Yeah.
For me, it was that twist, because one, I totally forgot about the opening, and then when you return to that night scene with that guy in the cat mask, I'm like, it's fucking Gary. Gary is breaking into this house and gonna shoot someone in the face. And I was so filled with suspense and like, no, Gary, don't do it. And like,
Caroline told you no.
And I don't cheer for anything to happen in Lifetime movies except for everyone dying. That's always like what I cheer for.
Yeah.
So this was,
and a lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
Yeah.
A lot of people died.
I enjoyed it. This was a fun one. If you enjoyed us, then join our Patreon and watch videos of us doing this. You can watch along with us on Facebook Live when we watch the movies. You can watch Kayla put her feet into a bowl of spaghetti.
Let me make you a romantic dinner for 2 with my feet.
Her feet. Those are options that you have.
I guess. If you want them. If you want them, they're there.
We also sometimes release extra episodes. We watched Sharknado 5 recently.
Yes, we did.
Released a Patreon episode just for Patreon subscribers. And if you would give us a review on iTunes,
man, for real.
that would be swell.
Yeah, that is how we really do get new listeners. Because the more people that review us and leave, and actually leave like written reviews, we break the algorithm to get just total strangers who wouldn't be searching for us to pop up on their feed. So that'd be tight.
We also get strangers from our good friends at The Bad Copy.
The Bad Copy!
We're featured on their site, which is super tight, and if you have never checked out The Bad Copy before, do that, because it is your one-stop shop for all punk news.
Yep.
And
reviews, albums, festivals, you fucking name it. A lot of op-eds.
A lot of Mad Libs.
Yes!
The
Mad Libs. The Mad Lib videos are awesome. Yeah.
So that's all we got for you.
I think so. I think so.
I'm Jill.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are
I Wanna Wear Your Skin.
Bye.
At least you did the ending right.